Welcome, Miami-Dade County. We are back again here with another Strive305 podcast. Our episode, I don't even know what episode we're on anymore, Vaughn. But we're killing it, bro. These guys are like my best friend now.
I keep thinking we're like
any day now we're not gonna get canceled. It's gonna get better. We mentioned the last one. You don't know this, Brent. You're gonna love this. We are gonna meet with Slam Radio. We're gonna be on XM.
Really?
This is gonna go XM Radio. So I think that's national, maybe worldwide. Wow. So maybe even yours will make it. So prepare yourself.
Awesome.
Prepare yourself to become famous.
Okay.
All right, here we are today. My name is Tico Casamayor. Co-hosting with me is Orvans Augustine, and our guest today is Brent Locke from Lockdown Fitness. He has a fun story. Do I have any announcements to make? No, I did already. The Slam Radio thing is our big thing. We're doing Mega TV activations. Maybe one day you guys want to do that at the gym. So we're partnering with Mega TV and 92.3 radio station, other radio stations, and we're doing activations once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
On location. We go on the radio, we go TV if you want, and we do it all live there from 11 to I think 1 o'clock.
All right.
We're doing one cool at one of your friends' places, one of your clients actually, at Velu Laser. We'll be doing one there pretty soon. So it's going to be an exciting one.
It's going to be very exciting.
All right. Before I give him over to you, I want to give you guys a little story how I know this guy, because he might not talk too much, because he's actually the opposite of our last guest. He talks little. The last time we had before, doesn't shut up. So Brent Locke, this is the reason I wanted to have him here is because it's a beautiful story. Small businesses, which is what we're about.
That's who we are.
And promoting obviously all our resources, which he can be one, because training and physical fitness and health is all very important.
Yeah.
But listen to how his story comes. So and correct me, Brent, please, anything I say wrong. So he comes from Washington, D.C. His wife gets a big fancy job over here in the education industry, correct?
Correct.
You actually, am I wrong when I said you had the opportunity, you could have had, or you almost had the opportunity of being the basketball coach, strength coach
for
Georgetown University? Yes, how cool is that? So that tells you right there,
awesome.
He's a badass. So, but like every good man, his wife had a great position here, he comes with her. So what does he do? He starts training here to try to generate a business. And I know this because my mother-in-law, a good friend of mine, Ali Geddes, which is Alvarez Geddes' family member, a big comedian, big Cuban comedian. Oh, wow. Anyways, so they would see him. He was training at the park, right? At the corner in the park, and we'll go by. Ali even went to you to the park to ask you, hey, can you train me and this and that. So he's training at the park. Time goes by. We have that group that we have in Miami Lakes called BNI, where we meet, businesses meet. So we don't have a gym at this. He comes in to apply for that. With another, actually, two people applied at the same time to go for that position. But he got that position because they had an expert gym guy in there, and he knew the guy in there that goes, no, this is the guy. Of course, I'm the expert gym guy. Don't tell anybody. But for real, no, because I knew this story. That guy knows this shit. Yeah. So now he's in the BNI. He grows and grows, we're all going to him now. Everybody's going to him. They see me going, so they think, oh, if Tico goes there, we got to go there, right? So they're all coming, and he's growing. He's about to open his gym. I'm not lying. I get a phone call. Tico, opening the gym. And you know me, I love ribbon cuttings. He was just a block outside of Miami Lakes, Miami Garden. Right. So we had to figure out, I was going to trick and figure out how to get everybody over there for ribbon cutting. I think he called me on a Monday or Tuesday to tell me he's doing the grand opening on a Sunday. Right. I think it was either Thursday or Friday. He gets the letter that they had shut down all the gyms because of COVID.
Oh.
No gyms. I couldn't go to any of my gyms. LA Fitness, everything was shut down.
Week before,
the day before. The week of the opening, they shut down.
Yep, that's right.
And the gyms were shut down for what? A long time.
Yeah, about 2-3 months.
So that's it. How's he going to pay the rent? How's he going to do this? So not him, me. He had nothing to do with this. I forced him to secretly train me. But that's why I stayed in shape during COVID. So he secretly trained me during COVID. We had masks, and I even bought gloves. I had 12 gloves, and I wear gloves all the time. Yes, and I'm training every morning with him, and then all the guys start finding out. And then suddenly we got a crew of boys there. We're all training. Yeah. And that's actually sort of what kept him alive during COVID. Really then COVID kicks off, and now suddenly he barely had time for me, because now he's training athletes. He's training kids. He's training. My wife's godfather was a senior citizen that had just had surgery. So I wanted to share that because you see the wide gamut of the weight trade. Yeah. And then it's different. I trained in bodybuilding for 3 years. I trained and competed in CrossFit for 1 year. All right, and before that, I was your typical train by yourself, chicken leg guy from Hialeah that didn't train legs because he goes, no, I got to work on the biceps.
You don't do legs.
Right, so I didn't do it. So I went through all those things, and then I meet this guy, Mr. Functional Training, right? And he had a bad back. I couldn't bend over. I couldn't because of CrossFit, and I was I thought I knew everything because I was doing bodybuilding with a pro bodybuilder for 3 years. So I was like, I knew how to do it. You don't need to teach me. So he grabs me and I'm like, oh my God, it was like a whole different world. It saved my life because I was going to give up. I decided I'm just going to be a couch potato because my back is sore. My ankles hurt all from all the stuff I'd done my whole life.
And then you switched up how you did the functional.
He took me on functional. It was like a change of life and it changed, and then what happens next? Now, years later, I'm in heaven. Everything's working out great. He comes and he gives me the news. My wife just got an even better job leaving the Miami Lakes area and going into the South Miami area, Pembroke Pines, that area, correct? I'm not going to say, I don't know the school, but it's down south where we are basically here.
Pinecrest.
Yeah. So now he's over here. So now he's still going to Miami Lakes twice a week to take care of me, but he tells me, Tico, it's over in the summer, buddy, so start looking. But instead of killing him and stabbing him in the head or never speaking to him again, I wanted to bring him on the Strive305 podcast because now all of Pinecrest and South Miami gets to have him. So they need to know that he exists.
They're inheriting a real great coach.
So they need to know.
How'd you get into physical fitness?
I played sports in high school, so I developed a love for it. My dad was an athlete, so it was like you want to be like your father. So, in order to be a good athlete, you have to work out. And just that 1 year of working out in 9th grade, I fell in love with something that was game changing because you see your body, you see your ability change.
Yeah.
Doing it. And so I was like, this is
you
good.
Like this.
Oh, I like this a lot. And so, I mean, you go in college, you have your fun, but, I didn't really get serious until my last year of college where.
What sport did you play?
Basketball and track.
Basketball? Mm-hmm. And then from there, like last year in college?
Yeah, just I got certified and I don't know, I just fell in love with it because, I'm helping someone now. They're looking at me in a different way, like, can you help me become like this? And I'm like, this is good. Okay, I think I can. So, you'd start to develop, you want to learn a little bit more. So you just feed into something that felt good to help someone. I also wanted to be a teacher. So they were both hand in hand.
Yeah.
So.
Did you end up teaching?
I did end up teaching as well. So I made both happen. I had the passion for teaching and training is about the same.
That's awesome. And what did you teach? I mean, was this like high school?
So I was K through 12. So I taught kindergarten to high school. And so my last 3 years of teaching, I was in high school teaching. And I was a strength coach there. Health and physical education as well. That's the bread and butter, but, became a track coach, assistant basketball coach. It just fell in the whole ensemble of just that era of just training.
Yeah.
It's hard to get out of something that you love.
Yeah.
And it just perpetuated to something more. So I was like, you know what, maybe I can start my own. And so I took that chance and jumped out there and started my own, and it went well. But again, it was in that time of that 2008 crash. So, you got to ride that boat one more time. It's a whole lot of boat riding. So, again, it's like, do you veer off and try something else or do you stick with it?
You stick with it.
So I stuck with it. I mean, I went through some hard times. Don't get me wrong, but, if you want to be successful, you got to ride that wave out, So my back was up against the wall. I fought it out and people saw it. They want to continue. And so it started building up again. And man, it took off, and then that's when all these opportunities started opening up because you start to learn more.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt that you're actually good at what you do.
Yeah, so. But you have to learn. You have to learn. You have to continue to learn because this industry is always changing.
Yeah.
It's always changing, and that's one thing you got to keep.
That's funny. You don't always think about that in physical training and other things that it does evolve. It
evolves so much. I mean, the information has changed. I mean, you can go on Google and something changes every day.
Yeah.
And
then like what you were saying too, Tico, like as you get older, like now that you're older than 18, you can't train the same way, right? And you have to learn.
Yes, and I was most of the time I was his guinea pig because he would get all these new techniques and all these things. I just learned something new. Let me try it on you. But it was always good. I didn't complain because it was new things, and I'm like, oh my God. And then you feel Because once you do everything, if you do everything all the time, I worked out before. I said, when you do it on yourself, you do the same thing over and over and over again.
Right.
You read a book, the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, and just do it over and over, and then you basically don't feel. But when you're constantly changing, and that's why a personal trainer makes a difference, versus yourself. Yeah. You're like, oh my God, I'm sore again today. I'm sore here.
And
today.
they can push you more than you would push yourself.
Yeah. But even the guys that can, because some people are very good at pushing themselves, and they don't need a trainer.
But the average person, they're not.
No, the average person, they're not. And by the way, he's over here in Pinecrest now, so he's close to you. So you should basically replace me as his client because he's going to be he's in your world now.
I'll definitely take that. Where are you in Pinecrest?
I'm right here in Pro Level off of 81st Street and 67th, right there.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where that is. Okay.
We're next to the Big Cheese. A block from the Big Cheese.
Yeah, I was a Big Cheese 2 weeks ago.
Eating
came
a pizza,
around the corner.
Yeah, now I got to go train and work that out.
There you go, work it out. Have a pizza and come work it out.
So for you, like, coming from DC to Miami, what's the transition been for, like, what were the challenges of opening a business down here?
That's a very good question. Everybody works out down here. Everybody knows everything. You have to be a little bit different on how you approach it because, I can go outside at 6 o'clock in the morning and I see someone running down the street or somebody doing a walk or, a lady pushing her kid in a stroller running,
and that's different from like you feel like in the DC and everything.
DC it's very seasonal because of the seasons.
Seasonal. Okay.
Wintertime, not everybody wants to get out.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's
real cold.
And so, but everybody turns up around springtime to get ready for the summer, even though summer's short. So it's like so you always got to be ready and on guard. But here it's all year round.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what can I bring that's different from because there's a trainer everywhere.
Yeah,
there's a trainer everywhere down here. Yeah. Everywhere. It's like, what can I do to be different? So I was like, just be you. Just be you, who I am and what I know and how I can talk to you, how I can befriend you, how I can be your mentor, whatever in that case, let me be, trust me, let my knowledge show you what I can do.
Yeah.
Right. So I lean on my knowledge, right? Because the information I get to train people, I go by study base, right? Because if you go on social media, it's a lot of opinions. You never know what's the truth, what's real, what's not. This trend here, this trend there, this is the new thing, is that the bad thing? So it's like, I get those questions all the time. And if I have people that trust me and what I say, I better have the right knowledge. So I go to journals, CSCS, they have a journal that comes out monthly and it's all study based. This person give me an opinion about something, but where did you get it from? Because I'm always going to ask you, where did you get that information?
Your resources, yeah.
Yeah, tell me where you got it from. Was it studied?
Yeah.
Was it an opinion about somebody else that said that? Did you say it? Did you come up with that? Because no, I don't believe you. Because I'm going to have a problem, right? Because don't come with me something unless it was studied.
Right. That
showed that these facts happen because of these resources here, but not because of something. Because right now there's a lot of opinions.
A lot.
There's a lot. Someone, Dr. Davidson said that doing core exercises is not going to help your back problems. Oh my God, that blew my mind. I'm like, we've been saying this for years, strong core, strong back. Now you're saying, no, it's not the case. Where'd you get that from, doctor? Show me the study.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the truth, maybe it's not, but I'm not going to believe that until you show me something a little bit deeper, because right now it just sounds like your opinion. It sounds good what you're saying, right? But show me where you got that from. So it's stuff like that where, I'm going to challenge that so that you can see that whatever I say to you is not just coming from
You've done your research.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be truthful to you about what I know that can help. I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, we're going to try something else, right? So, I'm not going to give you something that's not transparent and genuine. So that's smart.
Very cool.
I was wrong. I thought he wouldn't talk too much, but you see, we got him out of it.
He knows words.
Well, yeah, I know. He's usually very, very correct, very shy, very folk. But when you talk about what he loves,
that's in his training phase where he's making you do the work.
You put me on the spot. That's what's wrong.
And another thing is, training is very person-based. Everybody's different. Man.
Everyone's different.
And again, you get these 20-year-old kids that can do anything.
Yeah.
And then you get these older kids like me, that can do. I'm probably a lot stronger than all those little kids, but I can't do the things they can do. But they can do it. So it's all so that's why it's so important. And the knowledge is so important. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I love I'm so proud of him seeing him here. You know, it's like I didn't realize until I started saying his story how much I know about him and how much we go back.
Yeah.
And how much I've absorbed over the years.
So have you opened? You're opened here in Pinecrest already?
Not yet. You know, right now I'm based out, like I told you, it's a place called Pro Level.
Okay.
I'm kind of like, because I've shut down my small business in Miami Lakes and transitioned back down here, closer to home, kind of starting over again. So, which is okay, you know, if you know my story, and starting over seems like to be the
change is the only consistent thing in life,
and it's been very consistent with me. I would have to say.
There's an unfair advantage because the gym we had over there, his gym over there was great, but he's in Pro Level. You know who owns Pro Level? We had him as a guest here.
Oh,
Alex
that's
him? Bodybuilder,
yes.
So he's
great guy.
And the gym that this guy has is
him and Pastor Pump.
Pastor Pump.
There you go.
And Feyo, Alex literally about to compete for, you know,
that's right.
For his championship.
Yeah, in Japan.
For his championship in Japan now for
August or September or something.
For Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
So the guy, and so imagine the equipment that he has in there.
It's awesome.
I'm going to actually, well, my plan is, I'm announcing it now, is after our podcast, if you want to come with me every week, since I got to come here every week, and Pro Level is right down the street. Since I can't train with me, I'm going to train at least once a week.
There you go.
That equipment is ridiculous. I used to train there for 3 years.
He slid you in there.
And it's literally, you know, world bodybuilder Olympia equipment.
Yeah.
So go train with him there, and you're living in Michael Jordan of bodybuilding training.
Yeah.
True?
Very true.
Yeah.
Alex has everything. You know, it's awesome. And, you know, it's where you can kind of be diverse in what you do. You know, I can still do my function training, but I still have the equipment that's necessary to hone on someone that needs a little bit more type of detail, which I like. So, you know, having the equipment, and it was equipment that I didn't have, right? But it's like, how can I use this now to help this person? Right now, I don't have to.
You got new tools.
Right.
I'm like, wow, my toolbox is about to grow a lot even more. So I'm like, okay, let's go. So no, that's where I am right now. So it's a slow start, you know, but it's one of those things where you take your time.
Yeah.
Get the right people. You want people to come to you because they need you, right? Not because it's
they trust you.
Right. And I'm okay with taking my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
In the world of physical or training, I'm not going to say body, but in the world of training, besides the working out, what's the most important thing? See if we hear in the same. If I want to become a bodybuilder, what's the most important thing? I think it's even more important than the working out. Nutrition.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Advantage you have with this one.
Yeah.
Because he has a nutritional background as well.
Yeah.
To put you on the right plan, which he's done for me throughout all this time too. And again, do I cheat? Yes. I go to a lot of networking events. It's not my fault. And he tells me because he knows every time I go.
He goes.
And I understand.
When you do a ribbon cutting,
eat that?
When there's a ribbon cutting that I got to host, there's champagne, there's stuff they bought, and they bring all this food, and come on, you got to eat it. I bought it all for you guys, and then you're like, feeling guilty. And once you have a little bit of alcohol, then the food comes following it, you know. So it's not easy. And he can tell that what's horrible is he knows. He can tell immediately when I walk in the morning. What'd you do last? I can tell already. What'd you do? And then lately, I haven't even been going on the time I do that. I'm scared because I don't even show up. But nutrition.
That's very
critical.
true. He won't. Yeah, nutrition is everything. Like, you know, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, your food is your input to how you want your body to look, how you want it to perform. You know, and my saying is, you know, you look like how you eat.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty frank, but it's the truth. You know, if you eat okay, you'll look okay.
Yeah.
If you eat unhealthy, you'll look unhealthy. And if I eat very healthy, I'm going to look healthy, right? And if there's some underlying issues, yes, but for the most part,
on average,
you look like how you eat.
Yeah.
You perform how you eat. So, you know, they go hand in hand. So I make sure that we talk about that up front. So I know that, you know, if you're not doing your part, it's not because of me.
Right.
You have to do that side too, you know, because these changes that you're asking for might be above my pay grade.
Yeah.
So, but food is everything.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty much first, if you want, and this is second. You know.
Awesome.
All right, we're on our time thing again. We love talking.
Okay.
That's interesting.
What about location? Tell us how do people get in touch with you? Because let's say now everybody sees me, they go, oh my God, I want to look like that guy. Not like you, like me. How did they get in touch with you? So, and again, South Miami, Pinecrest area, Coconut Grove. If you guys want to see Ravons, he'll be training there now daily. So how do they get in touch?
You can DM me on lockdown.miami on Instagram. That's the easiest way. or 240-417-1020.
Okay, wait. Say it slower.
240-417-1020. I keep my DC number. I'm sorry.
That's your DC number.
Yeah, that's my DC number.
Brent.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have a friend who's was a coach for the Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
And he would visit here, and then every time he was here, he wanted to do a different workout. You know, oh, take me somewhere to do a workout. Take me somewhere to do a workout. And I go, oh, I know where I'm going to take you.
I got a guy for you.
Yeah. And he's 6'9". So imagine what I look like next to this guy when we were hanging out through Miami. And I took him to, but you weren't there that day.
I wasn't there.
And guess who ends up training him?
Next best thing.
Another trainer he had there was an NFL, used to be an NFL player.
Kareem Smith.
My goodness. So he even took him more next level because now we're talking, he looked like Lawrence Taylor. He's like a linebacker. So imagine that guy. So that's what I would see every day. I would see him looking like that.
This is who you work out with?
NFL player looking like that. And then I take a 6'9" basketball coach for the Wizards. And then they were all, and I just sit in the background there trying to keep up.
That was a fun day for you, bro.
Yeah, but he loved it.
Yeah, did
again,
he?
it was
That's
more
good.
The functional side of it, you know, and which is critical. And again, professional coaches, NBA players, they know that's the importance.
Yeah.
You see those guys warming up before or even stretching out before, how much time they spend
No, you're
on it?
100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, like once you get over 21, you have to keep moving.
It's just different. It's very different.
Especially guys at that level, you have to keep moving and you have to keep training.
And I tell you, since I was 15 years old, I think I saw one of the Rocky movies and I saw Stallone transform himself, like from Rocky 1 to Rocky 3 shredded. I go, that's what I want to do. And so from that point way back then,
that's when
I always self-train, then train with bodybuilder guy and the whole thing. So I'm thinking, I don't need a trainer. Nobody can teach me. I know everything. I know more than the trainers. And then the day, like I told you, we met him, and then that whole thing happened I did it because of COVID to help him. Yeah. Because I go, I don't need a trainer. I know more than this guy does. I swear, I walked into his gym. I can't wait what he's going to tell me because I guarantee you I know more than he does, and wait till he sees what I can do. And oh my God, it's a huge difference. It really is. And like you said, the motivation too behind it.
Yeah.
Because you have to go to the, in my case, if I don't feel like going, I don't have to go. But if I have an appointment, you got to go. And then the accountability is there because he's on you for accountability. And then you go to a gym, you do your workout, halfway through, I'm tired, I'm leaving. Or people start talking to you. But when you got the person there, and at this point, he tells me what to do, walks away and lets me do it, and then comes back because he knows I'll do more than whatever he's going to tell me. But then the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and then I see all his clients, which are the kind that'll try to get away with not doing things. Those are the ones you've got to be on.
Those ones you guys follow.
Yeah.
Makes a huge difference. So I recommend it to everybody. And now, again, like I said, you have the opportunity because when he was with us over at Miami Lakes, it was limited. He didn't even have appointments. So if you can get in was difficult. But now that he's starting this new phase in this location,
you're down here.
I suggest my people in this location, South Miami, my Miami-Dade County, South Miami people, grab them before it's too late.
Yep, very much so.
That.
What's lockdown? What is it again?
Lockdown.Miami.
Lockdown.Miami.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, my friend, for being here.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me. I really do.
And thank you, Miami-Dade County. Thank you once again, always, to our people. Who's that guy we don't mention?
Manny Sid.
We're not going to mention his name.
We're not supposed to say Manny Sid.
Not supposed to.
You remember Manny Sid? He was our mayor back in the day.
He
we don't say his name because he doesn't like accolades.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay.
No. Guys, don't talk about me because you don't need to. I'm okay. You don't need to show.
We don't talk about Manny Sid.
We don't talk about Manny.
We don't talk about.
So we don't thank him for this because he's the one who's responsible. And Anthony Bonami, which is Manny, him together. Those are the guys, the two.
They've done a lot for.
Strive305. They've been doing it forever.
Okay.
And then of course our Mayor Levine Cava. She's the reason Strive305 exists. The reason you're sitting there. So next time you see her, thank her.
Thank you. I will thank her.
All right, thank you everyone. Until the next time, Tico Casamayor and Irvan Augustine here with you.